is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Let's go to Ben in San Jose. Ben, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Tom, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Yourself?
I just wanted to thank you and your team and everything. I've been using your technique with the 10-minute charts, watching the VIX, and just making a fortune here on the futures.
Isn't it interesting? That's awesome, man.
It's wonderful. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it.
Okay, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN Monday afternoon, just after 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and we got markets selling off a bit. S&P's right now off just over 0.5%. We're off 36 points, trading at 68.41. NASDAQ 100. We're off by 0.6%. You see the sell-off for most of the day. We got a little bit of a bounce from about 12:30 up until 1 o'clock, and there, more pronounced selling, and every time we get that selling, you get some volume. 1 o'clock, we had some volume down there, almost 24,000. Let's jump over again. Get to those lows. Yeah, you're talking about 7,200 contracts on the active. Jump over to the Dow right now. Dow off about 0.6, and the Russell leading the way, still in the green, up by 0.1%, up by 2 points at 25.26. We jump over to yields. So Wednesday's Fed Day. The market right now, about an 87% probability that they're going to cut by 25 basis points. But yeah, over the last couple of weeks, we got higher yield coming at you. And you're right back at this critical area. Okay, this is the lower boundary going back 3 full months, right? That was the lows of September. That was the lows of November. That was the lows of later November. And we're below all those levels. You just hit a low of 112.02. And you got lows out here at 112.06. And we're at 112.085. And you're probably going to do some volume today. You're already at about 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 million contracts on the 10-year. We jump over the dollar. The dollar just looks weak. Okay, even as you have yields rising, you have the dollar pushing this lower level right now, and the dollar's trading up 9 ticks at 99.08. And yeah, let's talk a little bit of Warner Brothers. So, it's been a heck of a few months to be Warner Brothers shareholders. We're up another 4.8%. And this deal that Paramount offered, you're talking about $30 straight cash, yo. Straight cash. I would take that over cash and stock and the risk of Netflix of that deal getting done. $30 a share in cash. Warner Brothers, $108.4 billion. Seems like the people going after that company think that that brand can better perform than how it's performing right now, even though that CEO, and hey, maybe he had something to do with this deal, but they're going after it. He's going to get paid. They're all going to get paid. $108.4 billion. Investors deserve an opportunity to consider our superior all-cash offer for their I believe they do. Why would they not? What's going on? I want to see the movie that comes out of this one, man. Show me Ellison. Our deal's happening on the Hawaiian island, right? The whole deal. But yeah, on the front, Warner Brothers will carefully review and consider Paramount Skydance's offer. According to a statement, the board is not modifying its recommendation regarding the Netflix bid. Whew. And yeah, Netflix, streaming, and the studio business, the whole company, the number at 108.4. I mean, the devil's going to be in the details somewhere. Because otherwise, why would you take ever less? It's going to be a battle, man. And it is on, and the market's reacting today. So Paramount's valuing the spinoff at about $2 a share with the divested networks before the planned merger. Bloomberg estimates the cable channels are worth $4 for every share, making the Netflix bid higher. Oh. Look at this, right? Both bidders are likely to face an extended review by regulators. I would say that it's going to take a year, year and a half easy. And no matter what, I was talking about this morning, which is remarkable, is that worst case scenario, the deal doesn't go through. Now, this throws a wrench in things with this type of an offer, and maybe they even up it from here, right? But worst case scenario, Netflix is going to have to pay a breakup fee of about $5.8 billion, but they tie up HBO Max for a year and a half, 2 years, right? That they aren't able to make any major moves. They can't pivot in any real way. Doing a deal with them versus Netflix, right? Are you going to do a deal with Netflix or are you going to do a deal with HBO Max? Well, they can't do any big deals. They're in this lock period. They're getting purchased. They can function as a business to maintain that equity and the value. But nonetheless, we jump around to some of the other streamers. Disney. Look at that. Disney catching a bit, up by 2.5%. Comcast down by 2% with the market right now. All right, we'll keep our eye. Let's jump around to tech. Here's some volatility for you. Now, there's a round table going on. Was that a spike on the round table? Might have been. There was some buying in there from 188 back to 184. NVIDIA's up by 1.1%. Let's take a look at this thing. It's going to take a tall order to get above this November 20th. And you got the next day, the 21st. Look at this. The high from the 21st is 184.56. We're at 184.55. How about that? So we're right at the high from November 21st. And you're coming into this day when they delivered on earnings and then gave it up. Right? They delivered, opened dramatically higher, and you ripped lower all day. That's the bar you're trying to trade into right now. Amazon off by 1.1. Microsoft has some decent support around this low from November. You're talking about 470. And then you got a nice bid December 3rd as well, but that was really selling. Yeah, 470. We're trading at 489. Microsoft. Look at the daily, though. We're going to be short on volume on this bounce, man. Look at this. Only we've got about 12 million shares. We just traded 22, 22, and 34, and we're doing 12 today. Let's see a little bit more volume on that one. Google shares, well, you're pulling back and you're doing it with more volume than last week on Friday, that's for sure. But still, nothing too remarkable on a pullback here. You're trading into all this strength on the gap higher from November. Salesforce down about 0.5%. We jump around to some other equities. You got Uber shares up 1%. Check out that channel on Uber. Gotta go back. Talking about from the run, 3 straight years. Well-defined channel line, especially in the last couple of years. The upper boundary, the lower boundary. We've bounced nicely. Got Uber up by 1% on a negative market day. Lyft down by 1.6%. We jump over to Tesla. Tesla, negative with the market, up by 3.8. Some of the other fan favorites, Palantir. Boy, that CEO, he had himself a Deal Book Summit. See that video? Palantir, down by 0.6%. Stay tuned, folks. We'll come back with our man Steve Rhodes. Always a great segment. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps negative by 34 right now. NASDAQ 100 off by 135. And right now, folks, as we do each and every Monday at 3:15, we're going to jump over to our man, Steve Rhodes. You can check out Steve's outstanding program, The Trader's Edge, every market day, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, folks, in his daily newsletter, Mastering Probability. Every newsletter we have is a 30-day money-back guarantee. You want to try out Steve, risk-free. You try him out for 30 days. The monthly is $149. You get that completely risk-free. You can save by signing up for the 6th month of the year. And when you sign up, folks, you get many great webinars right on your account page. Watch them as many times as you like. Steve Rhodes, good afternoon.
Hey, Tommy, how are you? Good to be with you today.
Good to be with you too, man. How's the Monday going?
Good. Lots of things to talk about. Maybe we could just kind of get right into it. As far as the signals that are out there. So today, kind of a more important day than normal. And it's, as you mentioned, there's a number of different workshops that are included with my subscribership. And one of those workshops deals with the TD9 count pattern out there. It was developed by Tom DeMark. He doesn't focus as much on the nines necessarily as he does a couple of his other tools out there. But the nines are really amazing. So if you take a look at this, is the daily charts for the ESNQ, the Dow Equity Future Contract, and Russell. The ESNQ and YM each are going to complete their TD9 count patterns today. Now, the snapshot of this chart was taken maybe within the last hour or so. Their downside price target, or minimum downside price target, should be their oscillator and change lines. And those are below the levels of where we're trading, or at least they were as of half an hour ago. If we close below those areas, then we should see the ES mini move towards the 6782 area, the NQ towards the 25,358 area. 25,358, and the Dow 47,154. So TD9 count tops there. I didn't mention the Russell 2000. Russell 2000 does not have a topping pattern. For its equity future contract, at least that is. If we move over, we take a look at, Tommy, at the primary indices out here. So we start off by taking a look at the Dow Jones Industrials. We can see a TD9 count top is going to complete today. And folks, when I say complete today, what I mean is that for a TD9 count top to be valid, the high must take place on bars 8, 9, or the bar following bar number 9. So we have TD9 count tops. They are in place out here for most of these indices. They're just completing that pattern today, and they can make a higher high. To do that, in fact, I think we did that inside the NDX 100. A slightly higher high today. That has a TD9 count top that formed on Friday, as did the S&P. It's completing today. Now, the oscillator and change lines are very easy to read on this chart here, so folks could just take a snapshot. And you want to watch price as it moves down towards those levels. If price starts trading below those green oscillator and change line, that's going to be a signal to everybody that we should expect or anticipate lower price. Now, the interesting thing here, I don't know where the transports are trading right now, but if the transports close the day above 17,255.02, they're going to negate the TD9 count top that had formed on Friday out there. So, kind of the question is, well, what's the meaning of that? If we've got one that's being negated, are the others going to be negated? And that's always a possibility. These patterns aren't perfect, but we have so many of them. Take a look at each of the daily indices out here. The exception, again, being the Russell 2000, the only one of these 8 that doesn't have that top. If we go back to the transports, though, and I open that up, what we can see here is that the transports have an A to B equals CD pattern. So here's that TD9 count top. Again, it might negate that pattern today. And what one would be watching for is some type of bearish reversal candle. If we got that, then the transports would join in with the other TD9 count tops. Only here, it would be a sell the D point up. Tommy, any questions so far on anything that I've shared?
No, it's great stuff. And, the Russell's green today, of course. And
yeah.
I appreciate it so much, Steve, because, I'm sitting here last night. I'm working on the gold report myself, right? And what comes across is your update that you put out for subscribers. It was like maybe 5, 6 o'clock last night. Great update talking about some of this stuff, man. But I'm so excited you went through it because I was reading it last night, Steve. And this is the stuff you can get, folks. Sunday night, 5 o'clock. So I thought I'd add that in there. It's great stuff, man. Keep going for sure.
It was important because as I reviewed the charts, I kind of hemmed and hawed a little bit on Saturday as I was reviewing the chart patterns out there. And when I came back as a fresh look at it Sunday afternoon, what I noticed was, and what I really noticed was really the XLK. Just share that with folks out there. Just kind of go off script here. And the XLK is the top sector inside the S&P 500. So in my mind, I'm saying the S&P 500 is going to complete its T9 count top today. The ES Mini is going to do the same thing. The RSP, the equated ETF, is going to do the same thing. How can the S&P top when 37% of its weighting is in the technology sector, is in the XLK? Because it did not have a top. It formed bar number 7 on Friday. And my conclusion was, after take a look at all the charts and everything combined, was that we would likely see some type of push higher to get to bar number 8 in the technology sector. And in fact, we've done that today. So now that adds to this idea that we do have some type of top. Let me just continue here. I might restate a few things, but here are the equal-weighted ETFs, the QQQEW, the RSP, the EDOW, all of them, the equal-weighted instruments have tops for their daily time frame. And that's important too. Within the S&P 500, the XLF, the XLC, and the XLI, they have completed TD9 count tops. If we look down here in the lower left, you'll see the XLK, and that push higher this morning got us to bar number 8. Remember I said on TD9 counts, the high needs to take place in bar 8, bar 9 to the bar following bar number 9. Now there's still some requirements for the XLK to be able to confirm bar number 9, and that is that price needs to close above bar number 5 tomorrow. I don't have the exact price. It's right around 145, I believe. Maybe it might be 145 even, Steven, out there. So tomorrow the XLK. So what this is telling us is that the market shouldn't fall off the face of the earth tomorrow, because if it closes below 145, the XLK's TD9 count top goes away, and it brings back that question like in the Russell 2000. If the markets are topping, how come these instruments, aren't topping? And especially XLK, because of the weighting, because I think it's 37%. I'm surprised I didn't put it up here, but it's some high percentage. Additional ETFs or sectors inside the S&P 500, the XLY and the XLI, they have TD9 count tops, and the SMH is not part of the sectors, but I just include that in as one of the charts because so many folks are interested. And that's going to go ahead and complete a TD9 count top today. The ETFs that tracks the MAG 7. MAGS, we don't look at that often enough, but you can see that formed bar number 9 on Friday. So that's completing a TD9 count top today. But the odd thing is, Tommy, I said the MAG 7's got a TD9 count top. When I look at the top 8 weighted NDX stocks out here, it's only Apple, Tesla, and Meta that are going to go ahead and complete TD9 count tops out there. So it's if I go back to the equal weighted ETFs out here, So these equated ETFs, we've gotten all the way back to the highs out here, just like we did in the weighted. So this is telling me that when we don't, if I go to the Mag 7, not all of them got topping signals or anything in the weighted areas, that whatever decline we're going to get is going to be pretty widespread. It's not just going to be, I don't think it's just going to be focused on just the top 10 instruments that we typically take a look at out there. During the last 25 years, from a seasonal perspective, these red arrows, they represent the days of September 7th through September 10th out there. Today, September 8th? We typically get a short-term top inside the S&P 500 that usually takes us down through about just before Christmas, between the 20th and 21st. So seasonally speaking, what we're seeing today, is in place out there. And lastly, I'll just say this. I do not believe that the Dow, I'll just switch over to the Dow. I know we've talked a lot about the S&P 500, has not made its major top at all. Why is that? Because today, Tommy, we made a new all-time high for the Dow in terms of Swiss francs, Chinese yuan, Canadian loonie. That is not how tops get made for U.S. indices out there.
Yeah, we got some dollar action, right? Currency action in the mix as well. Steve, great segment as always, man. Folks, you heard it. All right, Sunday night updates, each update in the morning. Great webinars out there. Check out Mastering Probability. Steve, thanks so much, man. Look forward to the show tomorrow.
Tommy. You bet.
Thanks. We'll be right back, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tom O'Brien Show is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. Always a great segment with our man Steve Rhodes. One of those stocks he mentioned, right, was Tesla. Maybe hitting that TD9. Tesla down by 3.7% and talking about the Russell. And yeah, just checking out, folks. Some of the archives we talk about with Steve, always a great 9 minutes, and we always wrap it up so quickly. I was going to bring it up. You know, this is the members page for Mastering Probability. Okay, you come on over here. There's the TD Setup 9 count. Okay, it's an hour-long webinar. You get all these for free when you sign up for Mastering Probability. Comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you risk nothing, and you get Steve's newsletters. And yeah, I was sitting here last night working on the gold report. Put out a new issue of the gold report today. Okay, if you're interested, great time always to sign up on a Monday for the gold report, but I'm doing it last night, and I see a message come over that there's a new update from Mastering Probability. You get an email anytime there's a new update published by the newsletter writer, and Steve. And yeah, he was putting out that update last night. He's got updates in the morning, at the end of the day, and then over the weekend as well. Check it out, Mastering Probability. All right, let's go back and check out some of the action going on. And how about this before we do? You want to talk some cash, man? So if you've never been to the Atlantis Hotel in the Bahamas, folks, very expensive hotel, even overpriced for probably the experience, but it's amazing. Amazing trip. Now, I went there when I was 29 years old. It may have changed in the last 15 years, okay? But what they're running right now is that they're running the World Series of Poker Paradise in the Bahamas, okay? And right now, they got a $250,000 Triton Invitational tournament going on. How's that for you, for a buy-in? One of the cool parts of poker is anybody wants to play, you can go play. That's not the case with golf, right? You can't show up and say, what's the buy-in? Excuse me, I don't care what the buy-in is. I'm rich enough. I'll buy my way in to compete with these people. Anybody can do it in poker. You want to show up with 250 grand and you think you can run hot and play well? You can win $7.7 million while hanging out at the Atlantis in Bahamas. Now, this tournament started with 133 people, and they're really early on. This is only day 2. This will probably take 4 or 5 days at least to play out. Usually the final table itself is one day. They're at 63 people right now out of 133. And this tournament alone, $33.2 million prize pool. And it looks like day 2 started with 78 people of the 133. The average chip stack is almost 600,000 chips. There's 37 million in play. And for those that know poker, the blinds are 5,000, 10,000. And what happens is they have an ante that's paid by the big blind only. So when you're in the big blind, you're actually paying 20 grand because you're supposedly playing an ante of the table. But yeah, you're talking about almost 60 big blinds, so they have a lot of chips. But how's that for some cash? They have a big event going on, World Series of Poker Paradise. They're running it. I mean, what a brilliant play, right? World Series of Poker, as in you're in Vegas in the summer for the World Series. It runs for couple months, and then what they do is these tournaments, I mean, they just had, yeah, check this out. They just had 100,000. This is like their high-end stop now. Yeah, there's ones that are already finished. Yeah, a $50,000 high roller turbo, a $100,000 pot limit Omaha, and a $75,000 pot limit Omaha 6-handed tournament. Some of the winners of those, 1.5, 2.6, and 1.9 million. Now, here's what I'll tell you about the way this ecosystem works. Didn't plan on spending this much time, but if you're watching this program, you're into finances, that's for sure. And anytime somebody's playing for $7.7 million, it's pretty interesting what their risk, what their reward is. Okay, and there's other tournaments going on. There's a $5,000, there's a $10,000 already, but this is the $250,000, and I guess they're even streaming it, okay? Let's see what pops up on the stream right now. Where's it send it to? They got it on YouTube, of course. So you may be able to watch that on YouTube right after my program in 25 minutes. But what happens in these tournaments, just so you understand, number one, most of the people that are good enough to play these types of poker tournaments, the best players in the world to play these types of poker tournaments are not properly bankrolled to play these types of poker tournaments because of the level of variance that takes place when you are playing a tournament that is so top heavy. Okay, there's 133 people in the tournament. You finish ninth and you only make 3 times your money. Okay, yeah, you finish ninth place. You put up 250 grand. You beat out 124 out of 133 people. You finished in the top like 8% of the field, and you only tripled your money. If you're playing tournaments like this, folks, I encourage you. Okay, and you can study up on this. There's courses online. You can study. It's free courses at this point in terms of what you get. It's all in the top end. Now, because of that, okay, you're going to go through extreme variance in certain aspects where you're playing, and this is just playing 133 people tournament, persons tournaments. You play tournaments with 1,000 people, 2,000 people, it's still top heavy in the final 9. Okay, the greatest example of this, and I say this all the time, even talking about the greatest example of this, okay, is when you think about the ability to beat out high variance situations, right? Let's just say you know you're making positive expectation bets, and you say to yourself, man, I know that if I can reach my sample size where I get to my long-term averages, I know I'm making profitable wagers here. I know I am. Okay, that's great. If you take that to an extreme, the lottery almost gets to that level, okay? The lottery, now they're tweaking it, but let's just say the lottery's $1 billion and it's $1 to buy a ticket, and your odds of winning are 1 in 300 million. Now listen, there's the cash value, there's the taxes, right? I get it. It's not as simple as it sounds. But let's just say it is, and you know that somebody's going to pay you $1 billion every time you hit the lottery, and your odds of hitting it are 1 in 300 million. Okay, do you want to put up $1 to make that bet? And you could say, what's the catch, right? I'd say, no, there's no catch. You can bet $1 as many times as you'd like, and I will pay you $1 billion every time you hit the lottery. And you say, what are the odds? And I say, they're about 1 in 300 million. You say, is there a catch? Do I have to pay taxes? No taxes, no nothing. The money's yours. You said, geez, well, that's easy, man. For every $30 I bet, I'm going to have $100. My expected value is going to be $100 in the long run. Why would I ever not bet that? Well, the problem is, do you have the money it takes to run that scenario enough times that you can guarantee that you're going to hit a 1 out of 300 million scenario? Do you know how many times do you think about the streaks you might go through in the lottery that you have to endure to get to that number? And that's kind of the point. When you're playing $250,000 tournaments, okay, the level of variance that you are experiencing many times, and this is completely legal, okay, people are sharing action as in I buy in, and realistically, I'm in there with 9 of my players who are not colluding when they're game playing, but they're saying, you know what, I can't do 250 grand. I can do 25 grand on myself, and I'll bet 25 grand on the rest of you. And they diversify, and they increase their sample size, and they got 10% of all of each other. And that's how they afford these big buy-ins. Something to know. All right, we're coming back talking equities, folks. Poker's over. Markets, S&P off 34. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger Zen, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger Zen, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks, and we've just been chopping around, basically where we kicked off the hour. Very little volatility, even since 2 o'clock. Chopping around with lows of 68.40. We're trading right now off by 0.5%. We take a look at the heat map. You got Home Depot off by 1.4. This is the Dow we're looking at. Nike off by 3.7%. Yeah, in the green. How about Disney today up by 2.4%? Cisco in the green. Boeing. Let's check out Boeing. Boeing's had quite a little bounce going on lately. So they changed the rules. They're going to let them sell more planes, build more planes, and we're coming right over that high right now. This is a daily. Got a high out here at 205.78. We're at 206.04. And we're coming into all this selling around their last earnings, but it's a nice technical area to bounce from. Then that was your area of resistance in the beginning of the year. It turns into support. We bounced from 180. We're at 206 right now. We'll see how we can come into this earnings bar. Well, you get above that, then yeah, you might have some action. The high there is about 225 on Boeing. So I was playing with this at the break. Poly market. Will Netflix close Warner Brothers acquisition by the end of next year? This is just a one-day chart, and it's at a 16% chance right now. But the thing I always say is there's actually very little volume sometimes compared to, I mean, imagine how much money is getting traded on these three equities right now, right? And I'm sure there's many people like myself saying, what are the markets implying, right? What are the markets implying for the chance this gets done? And there's only $14,000 that's really pushing. Now, there's many different markets that push on it, and I have one up. Let me see. Okay, I got one more. That's Paramount. Talked about that one. There it is. There's a Kalshi one. Check out this one. This one shows $12,000 of volume. Now, I don't know. Is that 12 real grand? Just 12 grand? Because if that's just real 12 grand, don't put too much faith. I mean, this is still people putting hard-earned money. It should reflect real money and be, a prediction market as they claim. But, we deal in volume here. And one of the things I constantly think about, right? You look at these prediction markets. Now, if this got too out of whack, maybe the volume would bring it back, right? If I try and lead this market, maybe I try and lead Kalshi markets, poly markets, the market should bring it back if it gets too out of whack. But we got real spikes, As of this morning, the numbers, will Paramount acquire it? we're somewhere around 10 to 19% in terms of when that could happen next year, before March, June, before September and December. But the December line alone, yeah, either way, they've spiked dramatically. And when you go to the December line now, you're talking about almost a 50% chance that it's going to be Paramount. And how about that for the spread? How's that? I'm gonna look into market making on the Kalshi, and you can. It's definitely out there. I don't know, but you better believe it. These prediction markets. But yeah, you're talking about a 15-penny spread. You're betting against the public, but boy, you're betting against the public with quite a bid-ask spread. Make sure you can beat the market in these. That's one of the most difficult parts of things. In poker, one of the great things is that if they keep the rake reasonably, you have enough skill to beat the actual rake. It's a negative-sum game. This is a negative-sum game, too. They're going to take commissions out of this, okay? They're going to take a middle out of this themselves. They're making money. But you can beat it, poker. You can't beat sports, okay? I shouldn't say that. The select few can. A lot more people can beat poker because of the way the rake is structured. But be careful anytime you got a bid ask this wide. Jumping around to those equities. Off of some of the highs and the lows for the session. But yeah, Disney catching a bid. Take a look at Disney. Let's take a look at the volume on a daily. You're bouncing. You're up by 2.4% right now. All right, nothing too substantial, really. You're just under what you did on Friday and Thursday at Disney. Amazon pulling back on pretty light volume. 23 million. You did 33 on Friday. You did 45. What are we coming into? Coming into all this buying on the lows. Amazon's pulling back on light volume here. Let's talk some retail. Walmart. This thing's been a behemoth. Pulling back on light volume. This market's just got, even the best equities out here got to breathe a bit. Walmart just traded up. Walmart just traded up 12, 13%. That's a crazy amount of money for that type of equity. 12, 13% since November 25th, right? Yeah, 8 straight positive days to 116. So we're giving it back on lighter volume. Target, slightly higher. Today we jump over to Kohl's, down by 2.2% right now. TJX in the green, almost breaking out of its channel line. Jump over to Macy's, down by 3%. Macy's has a nice break going on of its channel. You break it out with huge volume in September, you come back, you test it on lighter volume, and then yeah, you break above the highs of earlier this year, you do it with volume. Macy's looks strong. Macy's, good old Macy's. Jump around the NASDAQ 100, Micron. Let's see what's in the red. Marvel's off 6.7. Intel, let's go to Intel, down 3.5%. Let's put it on a daily. Yeah, just pulling back with light volume. That was quite a move. December 2nd, was that last Tuesday? You blow higher with 167 million shares, and then we've just backed down on lighter volume. Intel looks strong. Jump around to some of the commodity companies. CCJ Uranium, up by 0.2%. AEM, negative a bit. You got gold down by about $20. Silver right now, down 55 cents. First Majestic, off by 4.5%. I encourage you to put some stops in if you're in any of these equities that have had quite a run, folks. You're talking about EXK. They push out a $300 million convertible note. Can't blame them when the equity trades from under $3 to $10.37. Quite an opportunity to use that equity, pay down some of that senior debt. Yeah, metal's pulling back a bit. Vista off by 10 pennies, off 5.1. All right, folks, S&P's off by 31. We got one more segment. We'll come right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps up by 31 right now. We jump back to the Warner Brothers Discovery saga. On a 15-minute basis, you accelerate higher to 28.17. Now, the deal got offered with Paramount was $30. The number for Warner Brothers Discovery is $27.75, but they're spinning off some of those cable networks, and that has a basis of value that changes things within the whole orientation of things. Those could be worth $4 alone, and that could actually make the number worth more for the Netflix offer than the $30. Almost like it's the $27 plus the $4, nonetheless. Now, what's not talked about often was Comcast and their co-CEO to be. Mike Cavanaugh was out there today talking. He got Comcast down by 2.5%. And their deal that they were going for, and he acknowledges they made a shot at it. They thought that the deal that they were going to offer, low likelihood that it gets done. They debated whether to or not. But it's our job, so we thought better we'd take a look and do the work and see where it leads, and you never know. So that's what we did. And their deal was going to combine, here it is, NBC Universal and Warner Brothers as a publicly traded subsidiary of Comcast. That's how they were going to try and get it. Discovery. All that. Becoming a publicly traded subsidiary of Comcast. Nonetheless, they didn't want to do that. They just wanted to sell everything. And it was also, and not also, but in that regard, that, yeah, it was not like a cash deal, $30. The whole deal with the cable networks getting spun off and the real value of that, that's the details are, right? Because I'm saying the whole time, how does this make sense? That's how it makes sense, okay? Whether those are included, that's going to be what it comes down to. But nonetheless, Warner Brothers, yeah. Hey, this morning you opened above the offer for Netflix, $28.17. Folks, thanks so much for spending your afternoon right here. Have a great night. Have a safe night. We'll see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for the Morning Market Kickoff Live. We'll see you then. Have a great evening.